Welcome to another exciting episode of She Powers Progress, a series that spotlights incredible women who are inspiring change across industries and communities. I am so excited to be joined by someone who's not just a remarkable actor, but also a great climate warrior with her new foundation. Recognized as Young Global Achiever by World Economic Forum and joining me live in Davos, Bhumi Pednekar. Hi, Bhumi. So excited to have you here.
Thank you so much. That was such a great introduction.
Bhumi, you've been doing inspirational movies, and I believe that the world of film industry as such is such a great platform to break stereotypes. You've done socially conscious movies, you've done movies that, talk about gender equality and are actively promoting diversity and inclusion. Tell me more about that.
I think I got very, very fortunate right at the start of my career because I started my journey as an actor with a film called Dam Laga Ke Haisha, which commented on, as you said, inclusivity, body positivity, loving yourself, and kind of breaking every beauty standard and stereotype that the world has created. And I think it was through that experience that I realized that what I enjoy through my art is giving a little more than just entertainment. As actors, we have a lot of soft power and we have a great platform. And to me, my success wouldn't mean anything if I didn't use my platform and the audience that I have to create impact, to create positive impact. I think that's pretty much been my journey. I complete a decade as an actor in less than a month.
That's incredible. And Bhumi, not many people in the world would know how Indian movie industry is also evolving. So there is a lot of spotlight on topics that used to be taboo earlier, and you're talking about it through your art, which is amazing. What gave you that force? What was your internal drive to do this?
I think growing up, I always wanted to be an actor. But the kind of representation that I saw on screen, I miss seeing a girl that looked like me. Because, traditionally, an Indian film actor had to be skinny, fair. She needed like luscious, long black hair. And growing up, I was like a cocky teenager who is, picked on for her weight. And I think that experience gave me clarity on what I do want to represent in my art form. And the thing is that every body type is great. Today I look like this, I embrace it with all love. When I started my film career, I gained about 40 kilos for my first role. I was about 96 kgs. I embraced that side of me as well. And I think a lot of my passion towards the work that I want to do comes from there.
So, breaking stereotypes, breaking barriers, and talking about pay parity that you have, and now a young global achiever with World Economic Forum. What a great feat. What brought you to Davos this time?
It was with the YGL community, which is actually the Young Global Leader community. I was selected last year, 2024, and I've not even completed a year with them. So they created this opportunity for me, and I'm extremely excited because I get to be in rooms and I get to be a part of conversations with the agenda of creating impact, with the agenda of action. It's very exciting to me to be in conversation with global leaders that in their own fields are trying to leave behind a significant change.
What made you think and then scale the sustainability initiatives that you have in mind?
So I grew up with climate anxiety. I just didn't know I had it then because very early on in life, I would spend like days and nights just worried and I would have sleepless nights because I just didn't know what the solution was. But as I grew older, I realized that the only thing that I have is an absolute change in my lifestyle and also the power of my voice. So I started on my fight for a climate justice even before I became an actor. And just becoming an actor just solidified my stance even more because of the audience that I have. And that's why I started Climate Warrior because I realized that I don't think there's enough conversation, especially if you look at it maybe 5 or 6 years ago, pre pandemic, there wasn't enough conversation on a macro level amongst the public about climate change. Right? Even today, people feel like, oh, it's going to happen sometime in the future. No, we are dealing with it as we speak. It's happening right now. We've had massive climatic incidences that have happened over the last couple of years where we've seen large scale loss of life, flora, fauna, wildlife. And yet we believe that, oh, it's something that our generation is not going to be affected by. And that's why for me to start Climate Warrior was very, very important. It's my advocacy platform that I use to speak about the adverse effects of climate change. I celebrate other climate warriors that have been working in the arena because there are so many champions and they've done such phenomenal work. We do some on ground action work as well. The idea being wherever I can lend my voice because I truly, truly feel that climate change is the largest looming threat that humanity is dealing with.
And it brings, we also need to talk about our everyday actions. So sometimes it's not about, hey, this is my 5-year plan and this is my big pledge.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you don't have the capability or platform, but what you change in your day to day life can also impact. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I would, to all your listeners, I think let's just start at home.
Yeah.
Like you rightly said, especially uh, India, the country that I come from, which has a shortage of a lot of resources, right? So, some certain things that I've done at home is that we practice a bit of a circular economy. Practice circularity at home as well. So all my waste is segregated at source. Again, my country has a huge problem of waste management. If you Google it, you'll see that we have landfills that are as high as buildings that could be 30 floors. That's a lot, right? And a lot of the Western waste is also dumped towards our parts of the world. But anyways, what we can do as individuals is maybe just start by segregating your waste at home. So your wet waste, your dry waste, your biohazardous waste. All my wet waste goes into my composting, which then goes into my plants. I have literally put stoppers at source within my house. Everywhere that I have like a spout, I have put a stopper because we don't need that much water. I see a lot of videos, especially in the winter, where my Western friends have the shower running and they try and heat up their bathroom. And every time I see that, I literally go into I literally get a mini panic attack because I'm like, why are you doing that? Because you're so privileged that you have access to this water, but eventually you're not going to have access to it. I've been taught that optimism is very important for our future. And even though I believe that I worry for the future generations to come, I still very strongly do feel that humans have survived some real dark times, and obviously technology is going to be our biggest aid in this fight against climate change. But have we found that one stop solution? We haven't, because I still feel like a lot is spoken, but there's a massive lack of action.
And, most of this impacts underrepresented communities, including women.
Absolutely.
So, what you're doing is like you being an inspiring force of progress. And at HCO Tech, we say she powers progress. What is your advice to the younger generation, to girls, to women who are trying to make that true impact?
I feel to all girls that have dreams, I think it's very important to dream and then chase your dreams, right? We are often told that we don't deserve what we want. And I think it's very important to scrap that narrative. I constantly tell people that, if I can, I don't really come from an ecosystem that could have supported the dreams or the life that I have today. But I did dare to dream and I went on to that path and I grabbed every opportunity I had. There were many a times that I felt like there aren't enough opportunities. But if I look at it in hindsight, I was like, what was presented to me, I maximized it to the best of my ability. By the end of it, it is our journey together, right? And I think to create a more equal world, it can't be about just women championing the cause. You need men doing it as well. Um, and to create a more inclusive world, let's start by creating enough opportunities, right? Like we need to see women in places of power. We need to see fair representation in our parliaments, in boardrooms. We need to have the pay parity conversation. And I just feel like if you have enough people speaking about it, let's just start with that. Somewhere we'll make the world a better place for the future generations to come.
That's great job. Bhumi, I wish you all the best with E Foundation and have an amazing time in Davos with next 3-4 days. I think I'm sure you're back to back speaking. Thank you for lending your voice on such an important conversation.
Thank you.
And the young global leader at World Economic Forum and many others are scaling progress like no one else. We need this for a fairer world. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.